Welcome back to another interesting tutorial about Adobe Illustrator. And in this video, I will show you how to use Shape Builder tool in Illustrator. Shape Builder tool is one of the essential tools in Illustrator that you cannot do without. Whether you want to create a design or you want to create a logo or what have you, Shape Builder tool is a must tool that you need to use. Find it difficult to see how best to use Shape Builder tool. Consider to stay into this video and see how to master Shape Builder tool in Illustrator. So let's get started. So for instance, this particular in my workspace right here, I'm going to go ahead. I'll come to my toolbar right here. I will go ahead and make sure I select my rectangle shape right here. Now, having selected my rectangle shape, then I will go ahead and make sure I draw a rectangle right here. So press Ctrl key down just to draw a perfect rectangle shape right here. Now here, this shape here is a white color. I can decide to change the color to another color. So for that, what we want to do is to come to the sidebar right here. We click on here and then click on fill right here. On fill right here. So I can decide to make this red. Okay. Now this one right here, I can decide to remove the outline color. So for that, I will click on stroke sections right here. So click on stroke section, I can decide to jump fill right here. Okay. Now I'm done with the shape right here. So this particular shape right here, I might decide to bring out something from this particular shape right here. Now with the help of Shape Builder tool, there are a lot of things we can do with this particular shape right here. We can corner the edge, we can cut out some parts from this particular shape. Let's find out how we corner the edge of this particular rectangle using our Shape Builder tool. So from the top right here, from the shape, you see that there are nodes around the shape. So here, if we try to drag inward, it's going to give us all around edge corner. But in some cases, you may decide to you may decide to corner some part in bigger size than the other. For instance, if I want to make this more more corner inside, what we want to do is to press Shift key and select this particular node right here. So once we select the node, by the time we drag, only this point here will move, just like what you see right here. So this is one of the incredible tools as far as Shape Builder tool is concerned. Let's take a look at another example of how you can use Shape Builder tool in Illustrator. Let's say, for instance, I go back to my rectangle shape right here in my Illustrator. So I'm going to go ahead and select my rectangle. So having selected my rectangle, I can decide to draw another perfect rectangle. Press Ctrl key down and draw another perfect rectangle right here. Now this particular one rectangle right here, I might decide to bring out some shape from this particular rectangle. So how do we do that? What we want to do next is to go ahead and make sure we draw another shape. So in this time around, I'm going to draw a circle. So for that, I'll go ahead and take a hold down from my rectangle right here. So once I click and hold down, I see many options right here. I'll go ahead and select my circle, or better still, just press letter L on your keyboard. So right here, I can decide to press Ctrl key down and draw another perfect circle right here. Press Shift key down to draw another perfect circle right here. Okay, now having drawn this particular circle right here. Now, this particular one right here, I want to make sure I unfill it. So I will come to the shape property right here from the sidebar right here. I'll make sure I click on fill. Then I'll make sure I have no fill for this. Then I'm going to add a stroke color so that we'll be able to see the shape. So go back to the stroke right there. I'm going to fill this one with black, just like so. So once you choose the whatever color of your choice, it's going to be selected. So this particular shape here is not going to have a fill, and it's not going to have it's going to have only color. So right here, so I'm going to go back to fill right here. So I'm going to make sure I fill just like what you see right here. Now we have only shape. Then one shape with color, the other shape with blue. Now how do we cut out this particular area that was selected? So for that, go ahead and select your shape. Then go ahead and press Shift key and select the second shape. Now we have selected two objects. Now we want to cut out parts from these sections right here. So for that, that is where you need your shape builder tool again. Go ahead and select your shape builder tool. Having selected your shape builder tool, so you want this particular part to go off of the rectangle. For that, press Alt key on your keyboard and drag this way. And in a few seconds, you can see it is automatically cut off. This is one of the wonder of shape builder tool. Just like what you see right here. Then we have another shape right here as far as shape builder tool is concerned in Illustrator. Now let's say for instance we want to join some shape together in Illustrator. For instance, we go ahead and select our circle again. Then I decide to draw another perfect circle right there. If I press Ctrl key down, this will give if I press Shift key down, and this will give me the same shape of the particular circle right here. Now this one I just draw right here. I can decide to merge it with another shape, something different entirely. So we can go ahead and go back to my shape tools right here again. I'll go ahead and click and hold down. Then this time around, I'm going to choose my rectangle, or you press M on your keyboard to take the Illustrator. So this time around, I can decide to draw another rectangle right here. I'll press it down to draw a perfect rectangle. Now we have it this way. So I can decide to change the color. So go back to my color field right here, and I'll click on it. And this time around, I can decide to make this blue. So then we have it right here. So what we want to do now is select my circle, press Shift key and select my circle. Then having select my circle, press Shift key and then select my rectangle. So having selected the two objects, so this time around I'm going to align. So with that, I have to come to this sidebar right here. Make sure I align to the vertical center right here. Now we have something like this. So what we want to do here, we want to let go parts of some shape right here, in this case, or we can decide to match them all together. So for you to match them all together, go ahead and select your shape builder tool right here. I can decide to select my shape builder tool. Having selected my shape builder tool, so what we want to do now is to drag inward. Once you drag, then you have everything connected together, just like what you see right here. That's simple. So you can go on and on. So this one right here, we can decide to change color to another color entirely. Everything depends on what exactly we are actually looking for. Basically, this is how best to use your shape builder tool in Adobe Illustrator. For more tutorial, tips and tricks on how best to use your Illustrator software for design, consider to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you